What up, what up? My name is Ronnie Ferreira, and I am the captain of Comet Me Bro, the first ever champions of MSS Reindeer Games. You're watching Let Freedom Ring with Dan Bollier, the #1 podcast in Southern New Hampshire. Enjoy!
And welcome to episode 14, Ringing Free Thoughts with Dan Scott. I'm Dan Bollier. This is Wyndham Rotunda Bollier, and you are Scott McVicker.
I am Scott McVicker.
And so Celtics game 4 tonight. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. So we got that on the background. This could be huge.
We're taking it live from the living room there, huh?
Yeah. Could you? Well, you know what? Let's start with that actually, because we're gonna change the order here right away because I can't say that I am as diehard of a fan of the Boston. Like I'm a fan, but like not in my youth when I didn't miss anything for the Celtics, the Red Sox. I've never been huge on the Bruins. Can you even if they lose this game tonight? Can you believe that this team is about like this close to an 18th banner? Like
So good for the Celtics. I mean, I feel like we've talked about it a couple of times. Neither one of us are, as big into Celtics and the Sox as we used to. But I mean, if the franchise has been around for so long, I mean, how do you not win 18 in 60 years, 70 years, whatever it might be?
Well, but they've been sitting on a number for a while. Like the Lakers tied them. We had the record for years, and the Lakers tied in 2020, which I remember thinking, oh man, it felt weird that like the Celtics were always the winningest team ever. And then the Lakers tied it. And I was like, wow, this is only 4 years ago that happened. So the fact that they're one game away from getting that back is like, that's nuts.
Yeah. It's big. Yeah.
And they've been consistently in it. They're in the finals 2 years ago. Pretty good last year too. I mean, I don't know. It kind of just dawned on me the other night that I was just like, I didn't think I would be seeing this. I think I'd be seeing this again.
You got a few years left on you. I don't know why you're shortchanging yourself there. Like, you're gonna be around
before I'm 40, because I'll be 40 at the end of the year.
Well, there's an asterisk there. Yeah, right. Yeah.
But
yeah,
I think this is wild.
Really,
they're not.
It's not for a few years. They got all the young talent. I mean, it's bound to happen, I guess, right? And they're just smoke. I mean, they're getting smoked right now. I think we said, right? They down. What do you got for a score right now going live?
25. 40 to 25. But there's plenty of time. Yeah. But honestly, whether they win or lose,
they playing in Dallas.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's it's kind of like one of those things. There's they have plenty of chances to close this, but the other night it just kind of hit me. I was like, I that's wild. That's wild. Yeah. Especially like we really have been blessed in New England with just an absurd amount of championships.
We really have, and I know we're going to talk about it in a little bit, but just the Tom Brady Hall of Fame thing the other night, just bringing all those old guys back up on stage, it really felt, like a good little reminder of the good times that we had a while back. There it is.
I forgot that I had a pretty good graphic for this.
That's slick. Yeah.
I didn't make it. Clearly. I didn't make it. But I mean, not to say like again, they still have to win one more. But it's really crazy to think about this.
Yeah.
But sorry, as you were saying about all those Patriot players, like, man, when we were kids, right? Mm-hmm. And the Red Sox weren't on NESN, or they were on NESN. I'm sorry, you had to pay for NESN. We had just missed the Larry Bird era. Patriots were always like, I mean, they were in a Super Bowl when I was in 6th grade, right?
Yeah.
Like we all kind of liked Bledsoe. Again, I've never been huge into hockey, but I know like the Bruins weren't a big deal when we were kids. Like nothing was really, we weren't winning anything. The Red Sox were cursed.
Yeah.
And by the time we're, the Patriots won a Super Bowl when I was in high school, and then by the time I was 20, the Red Sox won. They win again. The Celtics win. The Bruins win. Like,
just kept snowballing from there. It was all Tom in that first Patriots Super Bowl, and they all just bought in across the 3 other leagues. It was nothing but championships since.
Well, they all kind of made it happen, but they all made it happen in like different ways. Like, Patriots were like going that way, right? Because again, I think a lot of people forget, like, they were in the Super Bowl in the 96 season, but the 97 Super Bowl. A lot of those guys were still kind of not a good amount, I guess. I don't know the actual number, but they get Tom. Well, tough to say though, like, because they had some really bad seasons before Brady in between that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But Willie McGinnis played in that Super Bowl.
Willie was there. I was thinking that was the only one that I could think of besides.
Is that the only one?
Bledsoe.
And I'm just giving it way too much credit.
Bledsoe would have been there, I would think, right?
Bledsoe. There has to be some other. Was Ty Law a young rookie?
He might have been. I was thinking Ty or Teddy Bruschi maybe, but they would have been.
I've seen some pictures from that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I have to go back.
Some other
was Lloyd
sort of
Malloy
more
there?
minor. No, I don't think Lloyd.
I don't know how old he was.
He's sort of pushing it. I don't know. Yeah.
But like, there was a gap, but yeah, they had some bad season. But like, that defense was really good. They got Brady. They won the Super Bowl. Okay, that was shocking. We didn't think this rookie quarterback, or not, he wasn't a rookie. I'm sorry, second season. But I'll tell you this: no one knew who Tom Brady was the first year he played there. No one was thinking about him. They were talking about Bishop. What was his name?
Michael Bishop. Oh, gross.
Michael Bishop.
Yep.
I remember.
No. It was the best thing that ever happened was Tom Brady. That was such a wild season. Like, do you still remember that? Like, I could still picture that. I still remember the game that Bledsoe got hurt and the obviously, the snow game at the Vinatieri kick. Like, I could remember sitting there watching that game.
Well, so here's what happened. 2001, I fractured my ankle, and I was in high school at the time.
Yeah.
And I was laid up. And I can say that I wasn't like a weekly football watcher before I fractured my ankle. Like, I'd watch the games here and there, but I wouldn't break I wasn't like, I have to watch every week, right?
Sure. Yep.
So when I fractured my ankle, like, there was going nowhere. Like, I literally every day was just laid up.
How'd you do that real quick? Was that baseball? Did you fall out of a tree or something? Or what was that all about?
Pick up football, like Raleigh Park, tackle. The day before wrestling season was supposed to start.
Oh, no.
And I tackled Ming Hong. If you remember Ming Hong, the Ming
Dynasty. Yeah, absolutely.
And I slipped and just went. Like, dude, I felt it all pop all the way up. I was in shock. I literally, like, my ankle was dangling off my body. I started, deep breathing, and I was like, somebody call my dad. Because I was like, don't call an ambulance, because I didn't know anything about insurance or anything like that. And
still don't, probably.
Still probably don't. I would get it. I mean, lo and behold, now I'd just be like, I'm not paying that. Like, but I didn't want to be in trouble with my parents. So my dad came and picked me up. And dude, I had a plate put in. It was graphic, and I've had it ever since. Like, graphic. So I missed my junior year of wrestling, and wrestling was like my big thing,
right?
When I was in high school. And but anyways, it turned me into like watching football on another level, because it just kind of happened around there. But I mean, I started getting way more into sports even then, because I just like couldn't. I was watching games all day. Like, I was just laid up,
right. Yeah, I believe it.
So, it's just crazy. And then the Red Sox in 04 was just like, when they beat the Yankees, that was more or less like, we didn't think that would ever happen. They had owned us. 99, 2003. I remember being at a Hooters and the place was just destroyed. They destroyed that. They were just picking up the what they have, the little stools. Right. People were just like, nope, this is mine now.
Oh yeah.
And
those were crazy times. Remember, like again, I don't watch baseball that much anymore, but I feel like is Sox Yankees even like a thing anymore? Like, because back in the early mid 2000s, like that was intense. Like we had to tune in for those games, you know.
Yeah, that was like the big time.
Oh, yeah.
I watched the Boone home run in your. Oh, really? Okay, so I was at Hooters though. I 100% was at Hooters. Tim must have been watching that, but man, that was brutal. And then the next year they came back and they won it. And dude, I mean, unbelievable stuff.
Yeah, no, like you said, we have been lucky to be New England sports fans for the last 30 years, and who knows? Maybe this kicks off another run.
I mean, that'd be okay. This is not going great right now, but you go up 3-0. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, I would assume Game 5 is back in Boston, so maybe they're just
yeah.
packing it into.
I mean, though,
win at
you
home. You
just
don't want to win
you want to
away.
put a team away.
Sure. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what the worst thing is right now that I picked up one of my Zyn things and it was an empty one.
Oh
This
no.
is complete. I'm gonna have to.
What a
Anyways,
waste.
I
Is
can't
Wyndham
believe.
trained to go get
I
your
think it's in
packs
the
of Zins
car.
yet?
I think it's in the car.
Oh no, that's a whole thing.
Uh,
Yeah, you'd have to unlock the door.
it is episode 14.
Mm-hmm.
Famous 14s here. I'll give you mine right off the bat. That's who I mean, he hangs on my wall. I didn't
Yeah.
watch Pete Rose play as a kid or anything like that.
Right.
I've just seen
Yep.
highlights, but I've always been obsessed with Pete Rose, even though he's.
Mm-hmm.
I met him.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, me and Bobby did.
Hmm.
Well, I'll tell you a story about that if you really want to hear it.
Hit me. You got nothing but
Okay,
time.
we were there. We were there for the Poppy induction, right?
Yeah.
And this is me where I'm still, I hadn't. I was like months away before I was gonna go to treatment, which I didn't know I was gonna go to treatment whenever. And I was pretty, it was early in the morning. I'd had a few just to, not be sick or whatever. But we're walking down Main Street of Cooperstown, and I see a thing. It says Pete Rose photos and autographs. So I'm like,
Like an arrow, like a blinking arrow, like Pete Rose this way.
no, it was on
way.
like a piece of paper with a Sharpie, and he was signing autographs and doing photos. So I walk by, I open the door, I go, Pete Rose is in there. And my dad goes, well, that's great. I need to eat something. And I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm going to do this. Like, right. There's not a line.
Yeah.
There's no one in there. And
where was this? Just like a
yes, Jim
restaurant? He
Rice,
was just hanging
100%.
out? Just
No, if you've never been to Cooperstown, have you?
no, I have not. No.
Okay, so it's just downtown. They're always doing stuff like this. But if you were if you were there earlier in the weekend, anytime anybody you wanted to meet, there'd be a long line. You'd have to wait. This was
Yeah.
Pete Rose is right there, and there's nobody in there yet.
Hmm.
So I was like, I'm not doing this with you right now. And I just walked right in, and the only one that followed me was Bobby.
Hmm.
And so Mike was kind of mad because he stayed with my dad. And
Oh,
I
did
wore
that to
14.
yourself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. There we go.
And
There it is.
so me and Bobby got the picture with Pete Rose, and Mike and
And
Bill.
it was actually Pete Rose. It wasn't like a Pete Rose lookalike, or you
No,
didn't get
you haven't ever seen the picture on Facebook? 100%.
you got a lot of pictures on Facebook, Dan. I mean,
Well, yes,
if I missed the Pete Rose one,
I'm a social guy who uses social media.
you are, and I appreciate that very much.
Yeah.
Yep. For me, immediately 14. It's another one that you're gonna just disappear on out of nowhere.
Nope,
That's
I'm
just
right
the
here.
couch. Oh no, we're talking. 14 is Jake Forsyth in high school, Nashville Panthers football. It's just my immediate first. A lot of my numbers go to high school or junior high
Bob Coops,
football
yes.
numbers for whatever reason. So it's Jake Forsyth, number one. Shout out Jake Forsyth. But then the only other one I could think of was DK Metcalf. I couldn't think of anybody, classic or Hall of Fame worthy or anything off the top of my head. It was just Jake Forsyth and DK Metcalf.
Okay.
So, What are you
I
gonna
will
do?
say that I sometimes wore 14 as a rugby player, but sometimes I would
Yeah.
wear 11, depended on the game and what jersey was clean, I guess.
Yeah,
But
your
not a
rugby
fan.
stuff was always dirty in college.
No,
It was
we didn't
always
get to keep. I didn't get to leave with the jersey. Like that's kind of the rugby team. They
oh,
would take him, and so when you'd show up to the game, maybe some people did. Maybe I wasn't good enough. I don't know. It would be like you show up, here's your jersey, and go
yeah.
play.
And that's why you had a different number sometimes because they would just give you whatever they had.
Well, the wing was either 11 or 14, so it depended. And a lot of times,
Mhm.
like I went into a game. I started one game my first year. Then next year I was out of the starting lineup, and then someone got hurt, like first play of the game, and then I went in, and I forget I must have had 14 on.
Mhm.
All the pictures I looked back on were 14,
Well, there you go.
and so, but I remember
It's a
wearing
good
11.
number. It's a good solid number. I've always liked the number 4. You throw a 1
Okay.
in front of it, you know, can't get much better than that.
No,
14 was a
no.
good age. I feel like 14 was a solid good age for me.
Um, for me, that was the Attitude Era.
Mm,
98. I think I
I
turned
was
14. Yes,
maybe
98.
I would have been 14 in 2000. That's just Y2K. That was the new
Yeah.
millennium right there. Yeah,
Well, that was a good time to be alive,
it was.
honestly.
It was.
But you know what wasn't going on in that time, not until
Mm,
2001, was Tom Brady. So
mm, it,
98,
it was.
um,
He was getting
big,
ready. He was getting
big,
there.
big news coming out of Gillette with the Hall of Fame
Mhm.
induction. There's everybody together.
Love it.
We knew this was coming, that they would retire it, right? There's no way
Of
you
course.
don't do that.
Right.
But we weren't really sure there'd be a statue, and both things were confirmed. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. I guess I'm not surprised about a statue. I mean, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, how do you not put a statue up, right? But did I see like they're putting like a giant one up, like huge, or just like your standard 10-foot statue? Like, what are we talking about?
How giant are you? How giant
I don't
would you
know.
want to
Like
see?
I thought well, no, that's what I thought I saw as like a 30-foot like a monument. Probably not. Probably not as big as the lighthouse, right? Just like a regular
No,
standard statue.
come on,
Yeah.
come on. Let's be
Come on.
realistic
Need
here.
permits for that. But
Um,
yeah, no, I love it. I love it so much.
the,
That was great. I mean, I didn't watch all of it, but saw Belichick's whole speech. The Randy Moss clip where, the crowd just starts giving him, like a 2-minute round of applause and he starts sort of breaking down on stage really got me. I always loved Randy Moss. It's a cool little ceremony.
I remember how jacked up you were when he came to the Patriots, and we all knew Randy Moss, but like he had
Mhm.
that year with the Raiders where we must have. That must have been the first year we were living together. He played with the Raiders because he came
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
and we had this. And I
Yep.
mean, I think correct me if I'm wrong because I could
Mhm.
remember this wrong. Were you one of the first people to get that jersey? Did you have?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah. I had the white Randy Moss jersey that we had the incident on the staircase back at college there. Um but yeah, no, it was like back to back. I feel like it was back to back days because that was also when we got Wes Welker too. I feel like it was Wes. I feel like we I don't know if we signed Welker or traded for Welker or vice versa, but it was like back to back days. So it was just one of those things where I feel like I was just fired up that they were actually doing moves, you know?
Well, a lot of people didn't because Randy Moss didn't do much in where they were playing in Oakland, I think, at the
Raiders.
time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
he didn't do much there, so I think a lot of people thought this was like we're not getting the Randy Moss that was like the Vikings Randy Moss.
We
No, we got better.
we got the
Uh,
Randy Moss. What a
That
season that was.
straight cash, homie.
Straight cash on me. Yep.
But he like put that, he was maturing. He was, at this
Yeah.
point, Randy Moss has obviously, and I think most human beings do this, right? Like he's a totally different person than when he was
Yeah.
younger,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, they had a cut. He was only here for a few seasons too, but I mean, the wheels fell off in those last couple of seasons. I think where I mean, again, we were never in the locker rooms. We don't know exactly what happened, but
I think he was traded when Brady was no. Wait, when did he get traded to the Titans? He was
I
traded
don't know
back
if
to
it was a
Minnesota.
Titan. I don't know if he was. I honestly don't remember exactly
Because
what happened with him.
he was here in the Castle year, and I feel like he might have got traded that year.
He was here for at
No.
least 2 seasons after the 18-1 season.
Okay.
I feel like
That's
he might have
probably
either
why
got released or traded in that 3rd season, but I could be wrong.
Matt Castle during Brady's injury was still surrounded with the team that won 18 games. So,
hey, Matt Castle did a good job. Number 16. Wait, a couple
16
more episodes. I
he was
believe he was
there
16.
he was at the induction.
He was, yeah. Well, the Drew Bledsoe keeps coming back around. I love that they brought Peyton Manning out. I mean, like, that's another one of those things where, sure, we were lucky to watch, the Pats win and the Celtics and everything, but like the Manning Brady, just the head-to-head rivalry, like you're not getting that again anytime soon.
No, those were great times, and it was a real good rivalry. And I remember your boy,
My boy.
Ryan Clancy.
Oh yeah, Clance.
I remember he posted on Facebook a picture where he got on ESPN. If Ryan Clancy watches this episode, I hope he does, because he can fill in the.
Shout
If
out
it wasn't Ryan
Clancy,
then I apologize. But he had a sign that said, "Manning can have the records, Brady has the rings," and now Brady has the rings and the records.
It's true. It's true. It's true.
You
Yeah, he's
know,
the greatest of all time. But like I always hated Peyton Manning, but I respect Peyton Manning. Like I don't know, those are just great times.
I didn't hate him like I hated Jeter, and I am a weirdly a Jeter fan. Because the respect there, but we couldn't beat the Yankees, right, until we did. Peyton Manning, Brady beat him.
Yeah.
Pretty consistently until.
I mean, sure, Brady was the quarterback. I mean, that was all the defense. Remember that one? I don't know if it was the playoffs or regular season where Ty Law, I think, picked them off 3 times. Like those were that was almost like more like Belichick versus Manning. Obviously, it was Brady versus Manning too, but
I didn't have the hate for him because he didn't really. I mean, they eventually won, right? Because they beat the Patriots in the 07 playoffs, the 06 season. And I remember being like, okay, they finally beat the Patriots, but like we already had the 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, was that one who was that Super Bowl? Was that the Bears that they played against in that Super Bowl?
They played the Bears with Rex Grossman.
Rex Grossman. It was like a rain. I feel like it was a rain game too, wasn't it?
I don't know. We watched that. We watched that in Langdon Woods.
Did we? Yeah.
On a crappy TV, because that's what was existing then.
Yep.
And I don't know. Yeah, I never had that hate for Peyton.
I did. I despised him. I don't know what it was. His head. I don't know. Never liked him.
I hate Eli more because Eli actually won. Beat Brady in the big games.
Yeah.
But again, it wasn't. I don't know. I don't have the same hatred for football players as I did for baseball players for some.
See, that's the thing. I'm the opposite. Football is my main sport, so I definitely hate Peyton Manning. Who else do I hate?
But even like
Jason Strahan, hated Strahan.
I hated Adama Sue for. I still don't really like Adama Sue just because he's a dirty player.
Yeah. Sean Merriman, hated Sean Merriman.
LaDainian Tomlinson was, crying one year when they beat them.
I like it too.
Yeah. But yeah, I never had like hatred for any football players.
Hates an extreme.
Not real hatred, like fake hatred. Not isn't Eli worse than Peyton Manning? He is a stupid face.
They both have stupid faces,
but they're hilarious. They're both hilarious.
I do tune into the Manning cast every now and then when
I love it. When Peyton Manning did SNL, that's when I said, okay, this guy, he gets it.
He can act a little bit, and he's got a little bit of a funny bone to him.
Yeah,
surprising. Where Eli's got nothing to him. Peyton carries those broadcasts when it's the two of them, but
yeah, and there's another brother too, and he didn't make the NFL.
Well, I believe it's because he's still in college.
No,
Arch Manning, like he's the youngest, or is there another brother that's older? Yeah,
An older brother. Arch Manning is like a grandkid. I think it's that brother's kid.
No, Arch. I'm pretty sure.
There's a third Manning brother who didn't play in the NFL.
Arch Manning.
In fact,
right?
I guess don't quote me on that. I'm pretty positive on that.
Let me just Google Peyton Manning relatives real quick here.
I
Archie
think
is his dad. You might be thinking of Cooper Manning, who
there's
is
another
a brother.
brother.
He's the oldest. Cooper is the oldest.
Yes.
Cooper is the oldest, who is an American entrepreneur and television host.
I'm famous because my brothers are famous, essentially.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but Arch Manning is he plays for the Texas Longhorns. I thought he was at Tennessee.
Okay.
Oh, that's Peyton. Yeah, he plays for Texas. He has a quarterback. He's a freshman.
Whose kid is it?
He is the oldest son of Cooper.
Yes.
Okay, so he's Peyton and Eli's nephew. I apologize.
I'll take that apology. I'll take that apology for sure.
Agree to disagree.
Wait, what do you mean agree to disagree? I was right.
I don't even know. But we were both correct and wrong at the same
In
time.
some weird
I'll
way.
take it.
But yeah, no, congrats to Tom Brady. I mean, he's the greatest of all time. He's the greatest
Goat.
Patriot of all time.
All time.
Hopefully the Bucks don't put them in his Hall of Fame because they probably should though.
They should. Absolutely they should. Why not?
I don't want them to have that moment. But again, he won them a Super Bowl. They
even have a Hall of Fame. I mean, I feel like I don't know if a lot of NFL teams have a Hall of Fame where Robert Kraft.
I think all teams isn't that what all teams do?
Well, I know a lot of them do like they'll retire numbers or they'll have, like in their stadium like a wall of fame of like retired numbers and stuff. But I don't know if everybody gives out like a jacket like the Pats do. And it'd be a whole ceremony.
Red Sox definitely do that. They definitely have a big ceremony.
Yeah.
Someone commented when I said, Papelbon, Dustin Pedroia was going in. Someone went, well, they should have put Wakefield in. I go, he's in.
Well,
he's in the Red Sox Hall of Fame. He's been in the Red Sox Hall of Fame for 8 years.
Papelbon's probably my top 5 Red Sox players of all time.
He was fun, and it didn't. It ended, not great. But I liked Uehara, I think, a little bit more.
Okay, yeah, I feel like Papelbon was just automatic, just lights out, wasn't he?
Yeah, any of those runs that they won a World Series, they had the bullpen to do it.
They did.
But yes, thank you, Tom, for the best memories of my life.
And the worst memories.
Yeah, and some of the worst. And
that Giants, that undefeated Super Bowl loss, that was a night to remember for us.
Yes, all hell broke loose.
That was
I told the cops that kid punched Scoot. Like, I was like, he knocked him out. Should arrest that kid. And they're like, no, we're good. I'm like, yeah, this kid's knocked. I deadlifted him from the ground.
Yeah, he was very concussed.
And I said, call a medic in my drunken state. I don't know why I said that. That was like a rugby thing when someone was hurt.
We needed a medic. I mean, he got knocked out.
We needed a medic.
If there was anybody around,
he cold cocked him, and Scoot never saw it coming. Like, he just, I'd seen people get punched before, but I don't think in real, maybe in the UFC, I'd seen it on TV. I had never seen someone knock somebody out like that.
Yeah.
Like right in front of my face.
You got knocked that F out.
Looking back on that, if you remember Plum State, someone died the year before from a punch.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Jared Barrows. And the
name
kid
sounds really familiar.
So they got a fight on, what was the big party street?
Oh, it was yeah. We could sit here and
the big party street at Plymouth State. They got into an altercation. He punched him, and he ended up passing away. And the kid fled the campus. So that could have really happened that night.
Could have. Yeah. No, I think about that stuff all the time. I mean, like I so often I'll see fight clips on Twitter and Instagram, all that sort of stuff, and it's like you can't just punch somebody in the head like that anymore nowadays. Like, that's real life,
No, it's never a good idea.
No.
But here's the thing that happened in that situation.
Was it Russell Street?
Russell Street. Yes, Russell Street. There's a big difference between punching someone in the face, defending yourself,
Sure.
There's a difference between punching someone in the face when they never saw it coming.
Yeah.
Because Scoot did not see that come. They squared up before it got broken up. So now the fight was over.
Yep.
So when he punched him, he wasn't trying to. No,
I
it was
thought he got punched from behind. I thought somebody else.
Scoot was standing. He came around because everybody broke it up. He like spun around. Scoot had his hands up, and then he just went boom,
Yeah.
and his legs just collapsed from underneath him,
That was a rough night.
and he was out. He was out cold, and
Definitely need a medic.
that to me was assault.
That's
That's not.
assault, brother.
Well, that's you're not defending yourself at that point.
Right. Yeah.
It was broken up. So if something would have, I mean, he probably should have. He could have had a lawsuit on his hands.
Yeah. Maybe.
I
That was, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, almost.
Yeah,
That was
it's
a long
long
time ago.
long
Yeah.
and gone. But I mean, thinking back on it, like if two guys square up and they've both decided to engage in
You
something.
can't prove anything like that, though. I mean, unless there's video evidence or whatever.
I mean, I was a witness. I saw it. I saw it right in front of my face.
Sure, but you were
if the cops would
inebriated,
ask,
so can you even be a?
I
Is
would.
that a
No, I mean, I could
legal
have.
witness?
If that went to court, I could have told them exactly what happened. I could have. Yeah, I saw it right in front of my. It would happen right in front of me. And yeah, what a weird time.
Yeah, weird times.
Speaking of which,
Mm.
weird times.
Mm-hmm.
Slim Shady,
He's back.
Eminem, he's back. Guess who's
again.
back again? Eminem's Houdini is taking the world by storm. It's essentially Eminem featuring Slim Shady. Eminem is 51 years old, I believe now.
Wow, really?
And dude, this has everybody feeling like it's 2002 again.
Right? Isn't it great? Isn't it a great little song?
It is. It's one of his pop type jams.
That's the thing. It's funny when I first listened to it. I'm like, oh, wow, this is like it's fast, right? You don't like. I don't know. Like you're listening to it, you realize it's fast. But like when I was listening to it, like right after Houdini ended, because I had Spotify up. Without Me came on right after, and it's like listening to that back to back. Without Me is just na 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 na. It's just
Moby,
so
you can get stomped by Obi.
slow. Yeah, and it's funny because Without Me was the first song I ever tried to karaoke at the Grand Buffet because I know I know, right? I know it inside and out, but on stage, that's a fast song. But then you listen to Houdini right after it or before it, and it's just completely different level.
I mean, he's still a great rapper. The lyrics in that are really funny, really playing to what's going on in society. When he's like, I'll probably get shit for that. And it was like,
yeah.
it has changed.
Talking about
But
Girl Scouts and stuff.
not to say that there wasn't pushback on the things he said in the early 2000s, because he was always accused of homophobia and stuff like that. And,
yeah.
you know, it's weird. Like, I would listen to the Marshall Mathers LP, and I loved it, and I would sing it word for word. But even as a kid, like I knew the F word, the FAG word was not a good word to be said. Like I knew that was wrong.
Bad words.
Fun fact. Oh, geez.
It's true. Yeah.
But when I first saw Eminem, I this is really crazy. I stayed home from school sick, and they debuted the "Hi, my name is," and I was like, "Who is this guy?" Fun fact.
Yeah.
Did I already say? Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm up
There's
on
a
this.
new
I'm
one.
up.
Oh wait,
Is this?
you're going all sorts of way
Oh
back
yeah.
on
No,
making
my
comments.
bad. My bad.
Just get them lined up. Yeah, my name. I mean that. Yeah, when he first came out, I mean, I remember I was in 7th grade. So you must have been in 8th. He just took the world by storm, didn't he? He had that. He had guilty conscience.
Well, here's what I want to say about that too. So he comes out in 99. Now, I was an MTV kid since I was in 1st grade.
Sure.
I was listening. I didn't have the CDs, but I was listening to Dre and Snoop Dogg in like
TRL.
first and second grade. Well, that's before TRL.
Mm.
Dr. Dre hadn't really done anything in years.
No, yeah.
I think he did the Blackstreet, that I like the way you work it. No,
No
there was
digging.
a song
Yeah, let's
where
back it
Dre
up.
was on like the remix, but you didn't hear anything from Dre.
Okay.
And then Eminem comes out and it's like, well, he's with Dr. Dre. So it was like instant credibility for him.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I do believe he was that good, but I do think if he didn't have Dre as his producer and the ties to Dre, I don't think he shoots up so as fast as he did
Right. Yeah, I think
without that connection.
that's a given. I feel like he just wouldn't have been as accepted in the industry,
Yeah.
at that time or whatever.
Granted, he was a real MC because, like, obviously, like white rappers weren't like a big thing back then.
Right.
The most popular one before that was Vanilla Ice, and obviously, Vanilla Ice wasn't like an Eminem battle
Right.
rapper,
Yeah.
uber talented.
Had your Beastie Boys. I don't know if you consider
Yes,
them.
the Beastie
Yeah.
Boys,
Yeah.
but with Eminem comes out,
Where are the
not only is
Beastie
he
Boys lately?
one of them's
Are
dead,
they? Yeah,
one
one of
died.
them's dead, right? Yeah.
Um,
Huh. I haven't thought of the Beastie Boys in years. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, but yeah, I guess to the point was when he had the ties to Dre, it was automatic credibility.
Mhm.
And then you hear the music, and then everybody bought that CD.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I mean,
Slim Shady LP.
everybody was saying
Everybody
it
had it.
to each other. Everybody. Yeah. Exactly.
But then he didn't wait long to put out Marshall Mathers LP, and that I remember. Like, I got to go to Newberry Comics. I got to get that CD. In the summer of I know all those songs. So when I put it on now, I'm like, holy crap! I still remember these songs from
Brings you
24
back.
years ago.
Yeah. Right.
You
Never
know,
owned any of his CDs. I will say that. I was never a rap CD owner myself.
I was a big CD guy for a while,
I was too.
and then
Yeah.
probably up until college. So I had his first 4 albums,
Yeah.
and then
Oh, geez.
but when he started doing stuff with Rihanna and stuff, I remember like just listening to those. I haven't bought an Eminem CD since 2004, the last one.
No.
Not the last one.
I like that Rihanna song. I love
I
the
did
way you
too, but
know.
I don't know. Like I don't know. I got older. I wasn't buying
Yeah.
CDs.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
have a CD player, like a portable CD player anymore.
That's the one thing I hate about my new car is I don't have CDs anymore. Like I was still listening. We've talked about it. I was still listening to my old CDs in my old car until 3 months ago. I miss it. I've got my 2 CD books sitting. I don't know where they are. They could be in the garage now. But yeah, I've got all my old CDs still.
I'll tell you
Miss it.
this: my car I have now, I lease. I didn't even realize there wasn't a CD player, and
Right.
then one day I went to Walmart and bought a CD. Like I bought like the Michael Jackson's Greatest Hits or whatever, and I get back to the car because I had like lost that CD. And I was like, "Oh, this will be good." I get to the car, I go, "I don't have a CD player.
Where does it go?
I don't
Yeah.
have one. This is
Yeah,
all."
man.
So now I hook up the phone and listen
Yep.
to Spotify and make mix, but
Yep. Yeah.
it's a lost thing.
It's a different time. But yeah, I'm loving Houdini. I'm listening to it like a couple of times a day lately.
I
Can't
didn't
get
know who
enough of it.
Megan Stallion was, so that line I had to look up.
Oh,
I,
Megan Thee Stallion. Oh yeah, he said something about like doing something with her
she got
feet or something like that.
yeah, she got shot in the foot.
Oh,
I don't know who she is. I don't know who a
yeah.
lot of the
I
artists
know the
are now.
name. I couldn't. I don't know if I could pick her out of a lineup. I might be able to, depending. But
Couldn't tell you.
We're old men, man. We're old men.
There's no TRL anymore, and if there was, I wouldn't watch it.
No, MTV's just Rob Deerdeck and ridiculousness just all day long. I don't get it.
Yeah,
Um,
times have changed.
Times have
Times have
changed. Yeah.
changed. But you know who hasn't changed?
Oh, who's that?
Or I guess he has. William Smith.
Will Smith.
Bad Boys 4. I don't know if I'll see this because I've never been a huge Bad Boys fan. But
Yeah.
he was watching the movie in the theater, hiding with fans.
Yeah, I saw that. That was kind of funny.
Thank you,
Good
Kendall.
for Will. There he is. Oh, I wonder, pit my sniper. It's gotta be time for him to start tuning in, right? And jolly old England there.
I
But
hope he does.
I hope he does too. But yeah, I don't know if that's like a humanitarian thing that Will Smith's trying to do, coming back after the whole Oscars slap from a couple years ago. But how cool would that be? Sitting in the theater watching Bad Boys, and then you're walking out, and Will Smith was a row behind you the whole time, and he's walking out with you.
That'd
Good
be.
for
I
Will
mean,
Smith.
I'm still a Will Smith fan.
I
I
am
think
too.
I think he has just some stuff going on.
Yeah.
I
Who
don't know
doesn't?
the ins and outs of him and Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't think
All
any of
right.
us do.
No.
But something
Yeah.
something for him to act the way he did that night, something's not right.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was such a weird night, huh? Like, what the hell was he thinking? How do you just go up on stage and do that? Like,
And Chris Rock's beloved. Like I've never heard people
yeah,
say I hate Chris Rock. I don't like Chris Rock. Like,
everybody loves Chris Rock. Yeah.
and he made the GI Jane joke, which was like outdated. Outdated. I would say like the Gen
Very
Zers have
outdated.
no idea what
Yeah.
GI Jane is.
No idea. Yep.
I've never seen GI Jane, and the only thing I know about GI Jane is the woman that used to be married to Bruce Willis. Why can't I think of her name?
Demi Moore.
Demi Moore shaved her
Yeah,
head for that. She'd
she
done
did.
Striptease,
Yes.
and then she did
Yes,
that
she
movie.
did. Yes, she did. Back to
And
back thrillers. Yep. Yeah.
here's the thing:
Mm.
are the Oscars a roast? No, but
But it's
man,
also the
that's
Oscars.
not
Yeah.
that
But like,
offensive as it
yeah, I
could.
don't even remember. I feel like it doesn't. I don't know if she has alopecia or if she was sick or
Yeah,
some
she
sort of
does.
something
She
or
does
other.
have
Yeah,
alopecia.
but still, to take it to that extreme, to go up there, we talk about assault, just straight up assaulting somebody, but then also just yelling like that too, and just making such a scene, just such a
Dude,
bizarre thing,
that has got to be one of the most bizarre things I think I've
right?
ever. And
And
I
then I
wish I
remember
could say,
seeing clips of like afterwards
yes, Tony Khan,
probably back to back
Mount Rushmore.
like Denzel Washington and like somebody else like had like Will Smith like set aside like trying to like calm him down and like pep talk him because everybody knew he was gonna win for King Richard. So like you gotta recompose yourself because you're gonna win back to
That
back
tells
Oscars.
me there's like some sort of manipulation going on, or it's not like he hit on her. He didn't say anything degrading. Like I can understand standing up for your wife who you aren't really even with,
Right.
apparently. But the GI Jane joke wasn't the line.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, man. It was weird, but again, I always love. But I feel like Will Smith was like, was he the Tom Brady of me in movies growing up? He might be. Get your Men in
Yeah,
Black.
I was supposed to be at a barbecue today.
I love Independence Day. Independence Day is
Yeah.
probably my top 6 favorite movies. I love Independence Day.
So I love Will Smith as Fresh Prince, one of my all-time
Fresh
favorite
Prince,
shows.
fantastic. Absolutely.
Granted, when you look back, Uncle Phil was the star. Uncle
He
Phil was the
was.
star. Matching green shirts. Oh
We
yeah.
are. Yeah. Early Father's Day present. I'm sexy and I mow it. Classic, right?
I bought this on the way into the garden one night because like I was like, yeah, Kyrie, he's always bad mouthing the Celtics. I knew it wasn't gonna work out with him. When he quit on LeBron, but what was I saying? Oh, so Fresh
Will Smith.
Prince, one of my
Will Smith.
favorite shows.
Yeah.
To be
Yep.
honest though, the show really is like Will, Uncle Phil, Carlton, and then
Yeah.
they all stole the show.
Yeah.
If you go back and watch clips, it's like those three, and then Hillary's a great
Yeah.
character. Uncle Viv is a great character too.
Mm-hmm.
Jeffrey's a great character. Like
Jeffrey.
it's
Yep. Yeah.
just such a like. I don't think I've ever heard anybody say I didn't like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't think that's ever like been said.
No, everybody loves Fresh Prince. That was a good
It's just
because
one of those
also
shows.
it was one of the catchiest theme songs of all time too. Like
In West
it
Philadelphia,
was just the
born and
perfect.
raised.
I no lie when I in the shower I sing that to myself maybe once or twice a week. I don't know what it is, but I don't always sing it. I'll say it in like an old man voice, like I'll practice an old man voice or like a different accent.
In West Philadelphia, born
In
and
West
raised.
Philadelphia, born and raised, something like that. I don't know what it is, but great show.
And I'll say this: I liked Will as a rapper too. I had Big Willie style. and I could still recite every song on that
What
album. I don't
Wild
care what
Wild
anybody
West.
says. Clean rap, whatever. Those songs were all great on that album, and I'm not even
Miami.
talking the radio, just the radio hits.
Yeah. No,
And
he
then I
was
had
on top of the
Millennium.
world for like 4 or 5 years, man. He absolutely had us by a chokehold. Will Smith did.
What they say, he owned the 4th of July box office. Like that was like his weekend.
Yeah, something like that. Because that's the thing. It was Independence Day and Men in Black back-to-back summers. I remember seeing those in the theaters on vacation in the summer up in Newfound Lake with my family. That was always a big thing.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm always gonna be. I'm still like, and I'm a Chris Rock fan. I'm a Will Smith fan. Like
Yeah,
these are like prime people in my development years. Like
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
so it was weird. It's like, oh, you
yeah.
guys are gonna fight each other. You're smacking Chris Rock as you guys approach your like 60s or your mid 50s or whatever. It's just
And Chris Rock was
bizarre.
he was just gonna cry. Like he was so beside himself. He had no idea what to do.
He's like,
Looking around.
Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me,
Oh, should I mean,
and
you
that
could
was the
tell. You
greatest
could
moment.
tell he was just holding in the tears of pain too.
I give him credit for restraint, but he's probably
Absolutely.
just so caught off guard.
Yeah. I had
I
no idea what to do. What do you do?
what do you do? Like
What do you do?
because and then we talked about squaring up, right? Like
Mm.
he didn't really give him the chance to do that. He walked up casually, smacked him, and
Sat back
casually
down.
walked back to his
Yeah.
seat.
Sauntered back down. Yeah. What a
Just
lunatic. What a lunatic. King Richard, though. What
absolutely.
a good movie King Richard was. Did you see that?
I have not. I have not. I don't.
Oh, really?
I guess I should.
Oh, it was very good. Very good movie. Very well made. Very well done.
And
Very well
Will
done.
Smith just smacked the shit out of him. Like
Yeah, it did.
what?
Mm.
So we do a little thing here. We kind of ask our moms. I didn't bother on this because I know
Yeah.
my mom knows who the Undertaker is.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying.
Do
Like we gotta change it up. Like your mom's gonna know the wrestlers. Yeah, no, my mom she assumed it was another wrestler. I believe that was her exact response to me was, is that another wrestler? Um and yeah, she did not know who the Undertaker was, as I thought. She said
yeah, and
I wouldn't know him if I tripped over him. Whatever that means. I don't know. That's a very strange phrase, but
well, we'll have to come up with something new. Like my mom clearly she knows who the Undertaker is. Like that would be a
telling her, yeah,
waste of my
yeah.
time to even
Right.
ask her.
Yeah.
Because the Undertaker, that he was on top when we were kids ordering all the pay-per-views.
Sure. Yeah.
And I mean, this right here is where this put me in tears because I was such a little Hulkamaniac. And the Undertaker beat him. I was 7 years old. I remember being
Yeah.
like, Hulk Hogan doesn't lose. Hulk Hogan doesn't lose. And he did. He did
Oh,
lose that night.
he got a little tombstone.
Yeah, Ric Flair interfered. It was, it's like crazy. I watched that back.
Yeah.
The older demographic in the audience was cheering for the Undertaker.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah. Ready
Hogan
for
Hogan
something
was
different.
kind of what Cena was. Like the kids were all for Hogan. They're all terrified, and the adults are like, yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, my mom did not know who the Undertaker was, as I thought. So I
Well,
don't know.
she
We got to
probably
come
know
up with something different.
whatever your comic book people probably knows who Wolverine is, and
Well, yeah, my mom know who Wolverine is.
like
So
my
would
mom.
Mary? Well, okay, you got to switch it up. Does Mary Ellen know who Wolverine is?
Do we want to do Wolverine, or would you rather more obscure?
I mean, you can't get too obscure. That's the thing. Yeah, throw Wolverine. I mean, she'll
We'll
probably
do
know who
Wolverine.
Wolverine's the most
Well, she
famous.
has worked at a school since '96, so she probably might have an idea who it is.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah. Or maybe say like, what's Wolverine known for, right? And if she goes the claws, then she takes the win.
We'll try Wolverine. We'll try Wolverine.
Figure it out.
I want to talk about this real quick. You are a man with an obsession.
I'm obsessed with the lawn, Dan.
So you say.
So I say.
But you created quite the soundbite here. So
Thank you.
hold on here. Let's pull this up.
Queuing it up. Yep.
Uh,
I'm not obsessed with the lawn, Dan. I'm taking ownership of the lawn.
Does he love more, his wife or his lawn?
Lately, the lawn. And we were just teased the last couple of weeks with it being nice out. I've been out there raking a little bit, cleaning up the lawn a little bit. So the whole backyard was dirt and mud, all that good stuff. And then I got a track in the front yard where they had to bring the excavators and everything through to the backyard to do the septic tank. So once that was all completed, it was reseeding, regrowing the grass. And that's a lot of hard work if you've never put in a lawn before.
I can imagine.
Something that is having the best week ever is my lawn. The grass outside, baby. Because I laid down some fertilizer a couple of weeks ago. Laid down some new seed last week. Just been watering it, really taking care of it. We've had some decent rain coming in. So I will celebrate a nice, thick, lush lawn. A lot of hard work if you've never put in a lawn before.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
when you broke down that clip,
Right?
you are obsessed.
I guess so. Well, you got to remember though, those are sound bites from, this is our 14th episode. So, since December, yeah, you love it. She loves the lawn. Like, I'm sorry, I'm doing my best to make the grass look good, sweetheart. I love you. But then also, there was the clips from, Left Freedom Ring from a few years back that I like to get mixed in there. I thought I did a pretty good job at that. I was pretty proud of how that came out.
I mean, from the pictures I've seen, it's looking really good. I'll give you that.
It's getting there. It's patchy, but whatever.
But yeah, I mean, if you've never had a lawn before,
it's a lot of hard work if you never put a lawn before. I just thought who does he love more, his wife or his lawn? I thought just the quick bit of that was great because that was a fan question from Megan, I believe.
Yes, I think
could be wrong.
Is Megan getting a little jealous of the lawn? Like, what's going on here? Like, because
she supports it. She's buying me mowing T-shirts, mowing themed shirts. I got this, and I got a Father Mows Best shirt as well.
Okay.
So
there's a healthy balance there.
Yeah, exactly. But not to toot my own horn, but I have been killing it in the Instagram game lately with a lot of lawn videos. So go look up McVicker19 on Instagram because
I gotta say you do good with those clips.
Good lawn content. Good lawn content. Yeah.
Dan Morse, formerly the Morse Code podcast, they had retired it, but he commented, he's like, I'd love to talk to you about lawns.
We got to have a lawn talk corner or something of the show, or a lawn spinoff or something, because friend of the show Corey Walker loves a good lawn talk. We got some lawn people talking. But one of the other videos that I posted recently, we have an enemy now, is this deer that ate up all the frickin' plants. It's a mess. It's a mess.
Do we want to get all right? Let's get into it.
Oh no! Oh, we don't have. Oh.
All right. Well, let's first say best week ever here.
Spoiler alert. Yes.
Who's having the best week ever, Scott?
We talked about it earlier. It is the GOAT, Tom Brady, as well as all the Tom Brady and Patriots dynasty fans. We said it earlier. We always knew he would be. He just looks so bizarre there. Like, what did he do to his face? Is that plastic surgery? Is that
it
does not look. He doesn't look like a regular person there. But yeah, no. Again, I loved that. I loved the Hall of Fame ceremony. I love seeing all those guys come back. Again, I love the positivity for Belichick. I mean, the crowd was still losing it when he was up there. I mean, he's the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time.
It was both of us. And I think that's the big thing that he said. And that's, there should not be any animosity in New England for Belichick or any of that stuff. What happened here was amazing. and we've already talked about how fond
Yeah.
we are of those memories. But yeah, Tom Brady, I agree.
No. Yeah. It's just great stuff. Good stuff.
I could easily pick that too, but I'm gonna pick. We're gonna go wrestling here. Braun Breaker. He has really been pushed pretty solidly on Monday Night Raw. I wanted to see him on the main roster like 3 years ago because I really thought maybe this guy could be like the what Brock Lesnar was in 2002. They had him beat Ricochet's leaving, and they had him just destroy him. So I'm just saying Braun Breaker because I really think like he is going to be the next big WWE star.
Even that's what I saw, is that they're planning to push him. But just that stupid name, the Braun Breaker thing. Like, are they ever gonna give him the Steiner? Like, let him be a Steiner for real? Or
I don't think so.
Stupid of a name.
I don't think because they can't copyright it. I think they're just gonna always say, obviously he's.
Well, it's not his real name though. Can he just be?
Well, it's not
Braun
spelled
Steiner?
Steiner. No, the
sure,
Steiner
okay.
real last name is something more
Like
complicated.
Steinhoff or something like that.
Something
Weird Steinheimer. Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah, he's killing it. I think he's going to be.
No.
I'd like to see him just progress and really be the star that I think he's going to be. All right, let's get into the one
Your
we
favorite.
all want to know.
You don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
All right, Scott.
Yeah, kind of, started spoiling it a little bit earlier. I don't have
Spoiler
one
alert.
individual this week. And again, I've been doing. I go back and forth. Sometimes I'll have a person. Sometimes I'll have an entity, a company, maybe even. But 2 crumb bombs of the week is this deer and this rabbit in my yard lately.
This is the actual photo of them having
That is
a moment.
not, but that is a good. I'm glad that you found a deer and rabbit combo photo. But yeah, no, I got a video of us watching this deer that's eating all of our plants out by our mailbox a few nights back. Destroyed them. Just ate all the hostas. Ate all the lilies that had just bloomed out there. Pain in the ass, But then I've also got this rabbit that's been coming through the front yard that's just eating grass.
It's probably not one rabbit. There's rabbits.
No. It's one rabbit. It's one rabbit because I don't see any other rabbits. Never see any other rabbits, and it's like the same time, 5 to 7:30, give or take. The things in the front yard in the same spot. It's the same rabbit, unfortunately.
I'll take your word for it. But there is so many rabbits. These rabbits have been here now for like 3 years. I take Wyndham out to pee at night, and all of a sudden he's freaking out to go after a rabbit.
See, it's hilarious because I never really saw, lived up here my whole life. I never really saw rabbits ever.
No, it's like a newer thing. Remember when the squirrel Armageddon happened and they were all dead on the side of the road?
I tell Megan about the squirrel Armageddon once a week lately. That was a bizarre time, huh?
That was nuts. That was absolutely nuts. They were everywhere.
Crazy.
They were all on the side of the highway. I never killed one. I'm proud to say, like I never took part.
They were always. I never saw a live one. They were always dead, just littered.
But
over
there
were
times where they were just sprinting across the highway. The highway, squirrels. What are you doing?
There, yeah.
But
that was crazy.
They were just looking for food, and they were just getting killed, just destroyed by cars.
Just crushed, man, crushed.
I don't see birds like that. Yeah. It's. We got a rabbit problem.
Yeah,
going on.
I don't have a lot of rabbits in the neighborhood or around the yard, every now and then. But
pay attention.
There has been
pay attention.
One,
they're here.
So it's funny because when the first time that when me and Megan started dating, the first time that I went down to Malden to her place, I pulled onto her street and there was like 3 or 4 wild rabbits in the yard, and I never seen wild rabbits before. I thought they were like somebody's pet that got out, but down there was tons of rabbits all the time.
They're all over this southern New Hampshire right now. Maybe in other parts of the state, but I mean,
they poop everywhere.
I will go outside. I'm going to see 5 rabbits when I go to take Wyndham out after this.
I hope they don't start eating your grass and all your plants because.
Well, they're not.
They're
I don't
doing
have
it.
any. It's not my
No.
grass,
True.
I don't take care of it.
All right.
My crumb bum of the week
Mm.
is, and some people are going to say this is unfair or
Oh.
whatnot, but I do feel if you are a guest to the Hall of Fame induction, Patriots Hall of Fame induction of the GOAT, you are an invited guest. You are sitting front and center. You can't leave before the person talks. And I understand why he left, because he wanted to see the Celtics. I get that. And he's put out a video, and I do like this this entertainer, but there's sometimes I'm just like, no, I don't agree. Dave Portnoy. He left the Hall of Fame induction before Brady spoke. And I get that he wanted to see, he was having issues with his phone, so he couldn't watch the Celtics, and he felt like you don't play for the team.
It's ridiculous.
I get it, but also like this, you were invited to the ceremony, ceremony that not everybody got to go to.
Yeah. I feel like, all right, so honestly, I didn't even realize that was a thing. But I did remember seeing like it might have been Edelman posting something like, Portnoy wish you were here or whatever it was, like, but he left because he wanted to go watch the Celtics in game
He
3.
he wasn't getting service on his phone to watch the game.
No, like I have this love-hate with Portnoy. Like that's exactly what I was gonna say. Like did he?
But they did the clip. They were the Brady Four. They went to, he was
Right.
an invited guest. He wasn't just a
He's
fan
such a
in
phony.
attendance.
Like I feel like he's just excuse my language. I feel like he's just a phony sometimes. I don't know. Like, how do you not stay there? Especially after not going to the roast, unless you're doing it specifically because of that.
I think he left because he did want to watch the Celtics. But I still say, like, no,
Man.
no. This is the greatest athlete we've ever had here. This is the all-time winner here. You were an invited guest, so you weren't just someone that bought a ticket to be there.
Right.
You were invited guest. You're also banned from NFL stadiums, so you were allowed to be there.
Yeah.
That's crumb bum.
Like that's a once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's speech, granted, he's going to go into the real Hall of Fame at some point, so maybe it'll be there.
But he was an invited guest, and he was front and center.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. What a crumb bum. What an absolute crumb bum.
I get it. Like, you want to watch the Celtics, but dude, I don't
see. I won't even give him that credit. I don't get that you want to watch Game 3. I get it if it was
Game 3. It wasn't Game 7. It wasn't a clinching game. It was Game 3. Very important. But you were invited guest.
Unless he had some sort of, I bet he had some sort of huge bet on it or something like that, and he was more
he's a
invested in a
millionaire.
bet.
Come on.
Yeah, but still, they're betting plenty.
But that's some crumb bum stuff.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it, Dan. That's a great
there
pick.
are fans who would have traded their first child to have been there. I know the ticket prices dropped, and I probably could have ended up going. But back before the ticket prices dropped, like everybody wanted to go to that. They just didn't want to go on a Wednesday. But you're there, you were invited, and you left before Tom Brady spoke. Crumb bum.
Hit play.
But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
Put that on camera. And Dave Portnoy, to his credit, has said creepy things. So I guess that.
Yeah, I totally forgot to tell you. On Twitter at some point this week, I'll always call it Twitter. By the way, it'll never be X for me. Was scrolling through and I came across the crumb bum clip, but the entire news interview of that guy.
Goes
I was like,
on.
wait a second, it's the crumb bum guy. What are we doing? This is awesome.
I think crumb bum is like a Philly thing, to be honest. I think that's something they say. I think that clip is from like Philadelphia, because I've seen like some of the Philly sports podcasts, and they're calling people crumbs.
Born and raised. Yeah.
So, well, we're making it our thing, but like,
really,
I think it's a Philly thing.
Went with that clip and ran with it. I love it.
The thing was, I saw that video. I did see the whole thing originally.
Yeah,
and was like, that was hilarious, and it was it was serious. So it just
And like the
it was
rest
a
of the clip,
match.
like he was gonna beat those two guys up,
He
right?
was
Like
ready
he
to
said,
fight
like,
him. I mean, he looked
You
how
don't
angry.
have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep.
that
I
guy
love
was
how the
hat.
camera angle changes.
Yeah, that's
So
some
there's
good editing
multiple
right there.
cameras on this guy,
Yeah.
and I think he's a politician. He's probably deceased at this point.
Oh,
Because that clip is look at the reporter.
Yeah,
You don't
70s or 80s for
You
sure.
get the point. So
Yep,
um,
love it.
yeah,
What's
this
that
game's
Celtics
not
score at right now? Yeah.
88-52 Mavericks. So this probably is
Oh
Dirk Nowitzki
no.
just is on there. Okay, this was bound
I
to
always
happen.
liked Dirk. I'll say I was never really a basketball guy, but I like Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, he's all right. But man, I want to see Kyrie. I'm not a whatever. It's game 4. They're up 3.
Yeah, they'll
They
win
just
it
gotta
in
win
5
one
back
more.
in Boston. Yeah.
But what an eventful show we had tonight. I wish our friend from England could have been here.
Yeah, it's not me.
I thought he was going to come in and argue with us about Donald Trump and boxing. Hopefully he, what was his name again?
Pimp My Sniper.
Pimp My Sniper. That's a little
Pimp
scary,
My
actually.
Sniper. Yeah, it's a little odd. Yeah.
But he was digging the show. He was loving the show.
It was.
He was
All
loving
the
it.
way across the pond. Maybe next time.
So,
Maybe episode
all right.
15. Ooh, I've already got a name. I've already got a jersey for 15. It just popped right into my mind.
I like it.
I'll have to wait till next time.
We will see you all in 2 weeks. Scott, if you want to follow Scott, what's the Instagram? Because if you want
it's
learn about lawn care.
19, baby. MCVICAR19 at Instagram and anywhere that you get your Instagram apps. The App Store. I don't know.
I like it. Keep making those clips. We're gonna roll with that.
I'm really just getting into it, man. With the Instagram game, I'm really killing it the last couple of weeks. Really proud of myself. Megan loves it.
All right. Well, I'm Dan Bollier. He's Scott McVicker.
Yeah.
This has been episode 14, Ringing Free Thoughts. We will see you in 2 weeks. And go Celtics. Hopefully they win this soon.
Mow your lawn.
Mow your lawn.
Mow your lawn.